Hello, this is Breuer, and welcome to a brand new season of Motorsport Manager. I'm very excited to start this season. We get to see how much of our hard work in the first season, which was kind of a throwaway season to some degree, how much of that actually paid off. Made a lot of investments to get ready for this season. Now, I'm not expecting to win the whole thing this season. I think that's a bit ridiculous. I mean, we're currently slated to 9th or above as our expectations. I'm kind of hoping we get 8th, maybe even 7th, but I wasn't quite brave enough to select 8th for our goals, or 7th, whatever they offered me at the time. So we're gonna go with 9th, see if it's better than at least as good as last season. Last season we did come in 9th. I'm really hoping we do quite a bit better this season, though. Kind of the state of affairs of where we're at. We are starting the season with a little over $21 million. We do have 2 relatively new drivers. These are also 2 drivers that have a large amount of potential. The number of stars that are there to how much they can grow is about 2 full stars, maybe even a little bit more for both of them. So a lot of potential growth for both of them, but that does also mean they're a little bit weak right now. We're in the number 9th for drivers overall for this league. Our car is 9th as well, so still not super great. I'm actually going to touch on a few points about the car here in a moment. Our headquarters is 4th. We're doing pretty good. I actually am going to go ahead and build another building here, probably at the very beginning of the season. We'll jump in there, decide what that is momentarily as well. Staff 8th, and we could probably have better, better designers or better mechanics, to be perfectly honest. But we've got some pretty long, I say long, we got at least another year, I believe, on each of their contracts. I'm not going to break them right now. We're going to go ahead and stick with what we got for this season. We are 3rd on sponsors, though, which is pretty solid. So if we can keep those sponsors staying up pretty high, that'll help with our finances quite a bit. So, a couple things. Car. At the end of last season, if you watched that at all, and if you didn't, that's fine. What we did for last season, we spent a lot of time improving our car parts. We spent a lot of money on designing brand new parts. Towards the end of the season, initially we just made some basic parts that would get us through the season, and then we spent some extra money on some very risky parts that we never equipped just for the sake of carrying over to this season. Now, I wasn't exactly sure how that carryover mechanic would work. I did some more research, did a little bit of math, and I think I kind of understand it, figured it out now. So essentially, the parts that you create from the season before do carry over. Your best parts do carry over to the next season. However, they do only appear to apply the improved value, not the maximum potential value. And then I think they add in a little bit of your designer's value for each of those components as well. Your designer's engine, gearbox, brakes, whatever the values for those, they'll get added onto the top as well from kind of what the math seemed like it was working out. So what that means is, at the end of last season, we had a couple really good engines. One incredibly good, like 240 plus or something like that. But it wasn't fully improved. So I wasn't sure exactly how it would work. I'm kind of glad it wasn't, so I would actually really truly understand the mechanic going forward. But at the same time, I do wish we improved it all the way, because what ended up happening is, actually go here to fit parts. We did get a pretty solid engine, but this is the previous year's engine's improved value plus the designer, not the maximum value. So we didn't get that 250 engine or whatever 200 plus engine that we had designed. We did get it about halfway improved, which has got us to the 148. So a learning lesson for sure for next season. If we're going to make those really risky parts that are like pretty awesome, we got to make sure we improve them all the way up before we go into the next season. So not the end of the world. I mean, it's going to be okay. We got some much better parts than we did at the beginning of last season. So hopefully we stand some chances to do something awesome this season. But again, a little bit of a learning chance of opportunity for learning. But would have been nice to have those 250 plus whatever, especially the engines. But it's going to be okay. We're going to get through the season, and we'll definitely do better next season after that. As far as headquarters, what do we want to put in here? I'm kind of leaning towards the telemetry center. I think I remember several of the emails list last season were requesting that specifically. We do have the engine currently, which if we want to get to the Epic engine, that would be a better test track. Oh no, that would get us the great engines, it looks like. Oh no, I'm sorry. Current knowledge, great engines, Epic engines would be the test track. $12 million. Oof, that's a lot. So how much are we going to need for this season? we're looking at about $1 million per race, 10 races. So we're going to need $10 million. So we can only spend about $11 million. That's assuming we're not building any parts. We're definitely going to be building some parts. So let's look at the new buildings. How much is the telemetry center? 5.2. I feel like that's a little bit close to within the budget that we would be wanting to look at. Spending about half of our surplus, and then the other half can go into some new parts and things. This will also give us better gearbox, which would be pretty nice to have. So, and increases driver smoothness and driver consistency rates. The smoothness, I believe, helps with the tire wear. Consistency might also kind of play into that or something like that. I can't remember exactly. So, or that might go into fuel and stuff, but that's fine. Telemetry center, I think, is a good buy. It's going to take 20 weeks though, so it's quite a few weeks, but I think I'm going to be pretty happy with this. Truthfully, we probably could have started this a little bit in the preseason. Not the end of the world. We'll be all right. What else do we want to look at? So our drivers, like I said, they're doing, they got a lot of improvement ahead of them. It's going to be okay. Here's our reserve driver. She's got no improvement ability, but she does have a lot of good feedback. Our staff, we have Katie Paulson here, who's really, really good on engines and pretty good on gearboxes. Terrible on front wings and rear wings, which is part of the reason we got her, because who cares? We're in the league that we're in, or or whatever, with the rear wings and the front wings are spec parts, so we can't really improve those anyway. Suspension and brakes, not great, but that's okay. She's actually pretty solid overall. Gary and Astrid are, they're all right. They're not amazing, but they're what we got, and we got them for, I guess we got them for another 2 seasons, which is going to be fine. We could break their contract at the end of the season, but we'll see how we're looking on the standings and things like that. Other than that, I don't think there's any. Oh yes, there is a sponsor we can buy or go after. We'll do this right before the race starts. Just in case something else shows up. I don't think I've ever seen any more than 3 offers, so that might be all we ever get. But other than that, I think we're good. Anything in the mailbox? Targets for preseason, we've already accepted that. Got us our $14 million up front. You know what we are going to do? We're going to figure out which parts we're going to improve first. We're starting on some reliability, which makes absolutely perfect sense, but we might as well stick some performance parts in here as well, just to get that static, 0.8. It's not much, but it's going to get us something. So, probably not this race. What's the one after that we could get a little bit of improvement in? Acceleration and suspension. So, let's go gearbox and suspension. We'll get a little bit of a boost there. I mean, the suspension, this one here, as well as this one, this gearbox, don't have a lot of improvement ahead of them, but we'll get the other ones capped out. It's going to be fine. What else do we want to do? Design a new part. So, how much money do we have for real? We have about, let's call it $1,100. So, that's going to be $11 million. So that gives us about 5.3 mil to design parts with. Again, probably not gonna have a part in time for Black Sea. And actually, do we even want to build parts for this season, or do we just go ahead and get the jump start on parts for next season? Now again, I'm not necessarily throwing away this season, but we're not gonna win the whole championship this season. So we gotta start designing our parts to really make a go at winning the championship. So I'm actually leaning towards designing a really, really good engine or something like that we just start improving as soon as we possibly can for next season. So that would mean that I'm okay with getting something that's risky. Oh, it's going to reset all that stuff, isn't it? Yep, it's going to reset all that stuff because we have not gotten any iterations this year. So that's going to be fine then. We'll go ahead and grab a part that's going to be good for this season then, which would be probably this top speed one. I mean, this one with top 25 to max it's a risky part. I'm kind of staying away from the risky parts as much as I can. So we'll go ahead and design this one. It's going to be perfectly fine. 174 would actually be another part for our other car. Actually be good for either car, to be perfectly honest, because our current top is about 140. So yeah, I like it. Anything else I want to do? Let's check the fit parts real quick. Make sure our 2 drivers who are equal status are happy. So who do we think is going to be a better driver this season? I actually don't know. Probably Hong over here is going to be a little bit better driver. So let's give him the slightly better car for each race. Like what's better equipped for the current race that he's coming up to. So top speed and acceleration. We'll give him the better parts for those. Which will be that one and that one. So Shin can take the other 2. And then we'll give Shin the better parts for the other components, which she has that one, which is good. And she has that one, which is fine. So how come you are angry? Come on now. Car's looking rubbish. Well, we're working on it. Give us a chance. Do I need to swap out at least one of these things for somebody else? The engines are close-ish. Well, actually, they're about the same distance apart. But if we swap these around, will you both be content? Okay, they'll both be content. So we'll do that then. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Performance work done here on the 14th of March. All right, let's go ahead and pause that. Report on upcoming race. We're going to have super soft and soft. Everything looks fine. Thoughts about the design center. Well, we got you at telemetry center, so calm down. Oh, it didn't actually quite finish that. Okay, there we go. There's the full day. All right, so empty on across the board for the performance stuff. So what's next? I guess just the other two sets of components. I'm glad to see we were able to max those out without actually having to focus on them. Although, or did we? Did we accidentally focus on those? My mistake. Now I feel silly. I had this on reliability. I think when I put the performance parts earlier, it flipped it over on me. Oof. All right, well, we'll get as much reliability as we can. That's going to be painful. All right, it's fine. It will work out in the long run. Travel to Black Sea. So we're probably going to have to pit in to get some repairs done this first race. A little bit of a mistake on my part. I apologize. What are we looking at? Sponsors. That's what I needed. Let's see. This one's going to be about 1.3 mil, something around there. 1.2, something like that. It'd be 1.5 mil, 1.9 mil, sorry, if it was 10 races. It's one less race. Oh, actually, it's going to be, so it's 175. Never mind. I learned to do math. Or maybe don't do math in public. This one's 2 mil, 2.2 mil right here. So this one still appears to be the better deal. Even though this is showing up as better stars, I'm really liking this deal better. So we'll go ahead and do that. Alrighty, go ahead and let's keep going. Yeah, we're not going 6th or 2nd, that's for sure. So we'll stick with the 16th. If we had something that was like 13th or something like that, I might go for that. But no, I'm going to be fine with this. Fit parts, I think we're going to go ahead and go with the parts we have. Lexi. Drivers can develop rivalries over season. I don't know if I've noticed that. I guess it's a thing. I just haven't really paid attention to it. It's kind of cool. Oh, another note while we're loading up this map or this race, we actually have a new patch that we get to start the season with, which is really cool. I'm glad that the new patch came out right as we were trying to start the season. So there was some new content, some challenge missions, things like that, which we might look into at some point, but not a whole lot's going to, I don't think, change. I mean, there's some balance changes, there's some bug fixes, things like that. So there's definitely some changes that are going to show up as we go through the race. I don't think there's anything like amazingly game changing. I think they clean up some of the AI, some of the AI behavior, how they pit, how quickly they pit. Apparently they were pitting a little quicker than they were supposed to in some cases. So maybe that helps us out in the long run. But I think there's some other aspects that also make it a little more challenging. But yeah, we're gonna go see how that plays. But it's definitely cool to see them continue to add features to the game and things like that. So I'm really excited about that. I think they also, if I remember right, they changed how the intermediates and the wets, like what the banding is on where they're effective, which might actually be relevant right now since we're getting some water. We are going to we'll change over to intermediates here momentarily. As for this. Oh, another thing is there's something about you could save setups, which maybe that's once they're like, we're about to get ready to start the race, but supposedly we can save a setup for this track. And so that way we already know what we want to set up for it going into the next time we come in. We'll look into that momentarily. Yeah, we'll go ahead and go with the intermediates. I think that's going to be fine. I think we're going to get just enough water to make these relevant. And again, if you didn't watch my last season, the way I tend to do these setups is I kind of think of it as like a binary search. If you're familiar with that at all, a binary search is trying to pick a number between 1 and 100. You start with 50. You say, is it higher than lower than 50? All right, well, it's higher. Okay, well, then you can limit it down to between, you pick your next number, middle point is 75. All right, is it higher and lower than 75? All right, it's lower. Then you're going to go around 62, 63, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a way to very, very quickly pinpoint a specific number in the least, number of loops possible, if you're into like programming, things like that. So with this type of thing, is the way I look at it is I start somewhere. I know it's poor, good, whatever. Well, then I raise it about halfway the other direction. And if it gets better, well, then I know I'm heading in the right direction. If it gets worse, well, then I know I'll go the other direction. So it seems to work pretty good. I usually get pretty good high 90s for most of my setups. So seems just fine. Oh, weight stripping. This is a new feature. A new feature for this season where we can strip out some weight on some of these cars. And let's see how we do it. Okay, so let's start here. We can strip up some weight, which does increase the performance of the parts, but it does lower the reliability of the parts. So obviously we're not going to do that for these parts right here. I mean, that would just be ridiculously silly. Doing it for the wing and the front, though, they're about 80%. That actually might not be the worst idea in the world. Like, what if we drop this down to, 60% is pretty bold. Even just a drop of 70% is a decent amount of performance increase. We might start with that. And yeah, we might look into that once we get some reliability about how we can play with this a bit more. 60 performance gain? It sounds reasonable. Oh, I guess I can apply it across both of them. Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. I'm assuming it's perfectly legal. I guess, maybe. Maybe not. I guess we're going to find out. Everything else looks fine. Let's go ahead and take the practice. Let's get that stuff locked in. Oh, wow. I changed some of the UI stuff, too. This is a little different. We go as fast as possible. Go ahead and send you both out. I think everything in here is good. Send out. And then you as well. Yep, sounds good. Send out. Another thing they did, and we're going to check out here in a second, is supposedly... I suppose I can zoom in closer, but I feel like that's not any closer than I remember. Is it only during race, or maybe that is closer than I thought it was. This is pretty far away. This is, I guess, reasonably close. Green flag, that's different than I remember seeing before. But anyway, it looks like a lot of the other guys went out on intermediate, so that's good to see. So we're not completely out of our minds. I think there is a little bit more data that we're able to see in like some of the data center charts and things like that at some point. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to keep going. I'm not going to jump into too much of these right this second. Gearing is a bit dodgy. Suspension is struggling. They did change the layout of how the heating looks right here. So we can definitely see when we get really, really hot. Currently, we're in this little middle bandwidth, which is kind of where I usually stay anyway. Sometimes I'd get a little bit higher, so I'm kind of glad that they save the red until you get to the highest, quadrant. That's kind of more in line with how I would race most of the time anyway, so that looks pretty good. I think we've got a decent amount of knowledge. We're going to go ahead and pull you both back in for this this next pit stop. Do some tweaks, send you back out. Good to go. What's a 2D look like now? Never really played in this mode. All right. If it was, if it would go make the race go faster, I might do it occasionally, but I don't think it would change the speed at all. In fact, I'm pretty confident it does not. So we already got a great and another great. So we got two greats. Oh yeah, here we go. We save. I like that. We're gonna have to see how that plays into what we want to do. Although I'm assuming as we change the performance of parts that saving it would almost be irrelevant. Maybe it's just a good place to start with. We'll see. So car setup. We're great. Do we even mess with it? I don't know if we mess with it that much. We're going to move the suspension down this direction. I have a feeling that's probably the direction he wants to go in. Since it's poor, we're going to go a little bit further. Speed balance is coming off a little bit already. which I'm okay with. And then downforce. We may even move this down a little bit. That might be a little too much speed change. Try something like this. Just a little off of the greats. I mean, we can always go back if it looks like it changes. But we'd like to chase that excellent a little bit if we can. We're still getting water on the track? We are not. So, eesh. We only got one level of intermediate tires, and I don't know if we're going to get that much time to get enough on super soft. We're going to try anyway. And then you got some goods, which is not terrible. But we can definitely do a lot better. Alright, let's try giving you a little bit more downforce. I think your mechanic is trending that direction. Handling. Let's give you a little more handling as well. I have a feeling if the other car is going to want more handling, or no, I forget which direction we want the other car. It's fine. And speed balance, I don't know. Let's go just one direction. Again, we're going to pick a direction. If they don't like it, if it gets worse, we'll go the other direction. Not going to overthink it too much. That looks good. And go out. Let's go on and go back to the 3D. I do like it better. Oh, I forgot to change you over to super softs. It's alright. Not the end of the world. Maybe it'll come in. What am I trying to say? Maybe it'll work out for us because maybe it'll still be raining on race day and we'll get to intermediate 2. That would be pretty good. Words are hard. Oh, so downforce is worse. Good to know. This green flag thing is throwing me off. I'm not used to this 6 dots here. Handling is better. Good to see. Alright, let me get a little bit more feedback and then we'll bring it right back in. Actually, you know what? How about you go ahead and come back in? You're already up on high on the setup knowledge. And you know what? Might as well bring you back in. And then we can send you both back out for a couple more minutes and get some good stuff here at the end. Alright, so we did drop on Kenny here. We did change tires, but hopefully it doesn't make that much of a difference. But we did go from great to goods on the downforce and the speed balance. But we did get to great on the handling. So the handling is great. So let's go ahead and use this setup. But remember that we want the handling to be right there. So we're going to do that. I don't know if I want to bother. That's good. That's great. That's good. That's great. So I actually need the speed to go up just a smidge. I don't know if I bother chasing the excellence now. I mean, I guess if it got worse, let's see. That was great. That's good. So I guess if we go just a teeny bit the other direction, presumably that will get us our excellence. Same thing with the speed balance. That was good. Or that was great. That's good. So maybe just a smidge up. Let's see if we can get it the other direction. There we go. Handling was poor. Now it's great. Something to that effect. It's not much changes, but we'll see if we can get that elusive excellent now. Do I stay on the super softs? I still would like to get that intermediate 2, so I think we'll leave the other driver on 2s and we'll leave you on super softs. That's gonna be fine. All right, come on, Lau. Oh, we got an excellent. Nice. All right, good, good. Poor. So we went from poor to excellent. Perfect. We stayed good, actually. So that almost leads me to believe that excellent might be somewhere in the middle of the two. Come. About halfway in the middle. Speed balance. Let's see if we can keep it on that excellent. I think that would be very important. And then we went from good to poor on the downforce. We definitely need to go the other direction on the downforce. Which will change up some of our other settings. Which is fine. Alright, so handling. Good. Again, we want to kind of keep this somewhere in the middle of the two. See if we can chase at least some sort of excellent. And then speed balance, we obviously need to bring back. should be right where we want it. I think that will be fine. And you, I think we're going to keep on the intermediates just in case it's raining on race day. I guess I could have checked the weather report, and eventually we can get a weather station to be more accurate on the weather for race days and things. We'll look into that at some point. Probably not this season, but we will definitely look into that at some point. Pretty much just run it out at this point. I know that there is a rule that you can get to increase the practice time from, I think it's currently 10 minutes up to 15 or something like that. So there is an opportunity down the road to just make these practices more efficient. Is that, maybe it's not the right word. Just get more done during them because you have more time. Really tone in on that, hone in, I should say, on the excellence all across the board and things like that. So, oh, we're actually starting to get a little bit more rain. I mean, the longer sessions, you know, it's nice, but I think this is just about the right amount of session currently. If they ever got it voted on to go higher, I wouldn't complain too much, but I can deal with what we got currently for just fine. Nice job with the handling, much better. I like to see that. Come on, 20 car, let's go. Alright, so I'm not going to take too much stock out of this, but we are 14 to 16 during the practice session. Not too bad. We usually do quite a bit better during the race, I think, than we did in practice. So hopefully that is true still. Now, since the first race of the season, normally races start in reverse standing order. First race starts with reverse alphabetical order, I believe, or is it just straight up alphabetical? I can't remember. But, so it's completely not related to standings because there's no standings yet. So forecast is going to show a little bit of rain. So I guess we go ahead and go out with intermediates. I mean, it's going to come in pretty quickly, about lap 5, and that's just way too soon to start pitting. So you know what? We're going to go ahead and, I'm glad we have the intermediate level 2. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and take down both of these. And car setup is, oh, looky there. That's what I like to see. Excellent across the board. 99%. About as good as you're going to get. You know what? We're going to save that. Sure. Whatever they want to call it. And no, that's awesome. That is really, really awesome. We are going to go ahead and go out on intermediates. Maybe other people will start off with the super softs and swap in after about 4 or 5 laps, but I think I'm okay with the intermediates. The intermediate tires are not going to wear very quickly, so let's just go out with max fuel. I think that's going to be fine. All right, you're at 96. Not bad. We could try and chase down that excellent, but you know what? We're going to go with this. This is going to be fine. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and save you as well. Perfectly acceptable. Tire choice for you as well. Intermediate. Same with fuel. Actually, you know what? We're going to give you 1 lap less just so you pit a little bit differently. And we'll go ahead and just go out, starting off with attack and overtake. Weight stripping, I think we're still fine there. Yeah, let's go ahead and start the race. Yes, we're fine. Trust me, it's going to rain. I can see the future. Or something like that. Maybe it's a bad mistake. Maybe we should just go out for 5 laps and come back in, but it's going to start raining pretty quickly here. We are the only ones on intermediate, so the computer's telling me that it's a mistake. But we're going to see what we can do. The sooner it starts raining, the better for us. Plus, we'll save that early pit stop. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's kind of cool. That is cool. The live championship, live standings and things. Tire history. Crazy. Okay. No, I like that. That's kind of cool. No, ignore you. Sorry. Although we are wearing through these tires very fast because we don't have any water. Maybe we should have stayed on the stuff. I don't know. Let's start dropping off on the pushing a little bit. It's going to be fine. Yeah, here we are in last place. Probably a mistake, but it just felt like the rain was going to come so fast. It was too early to pit. But I don't know. Oh, it's going to come on hard and heavy, too. Going to get close to wet range. Maybe we should have just stayed on the slicks and then be able to come in for wets. Oh, wow. We're burning through these intermediates like crazy. Well, there you go. Bad strategy. Thought I was being slick. Poor choice of words by not using slicks. But apparently not. Yeah, everybody's back down to medium. Or medium neutral, I should say. Yeah, I mean, simply because of the fact that we're wearing through these tires so quickly, as much as anything. If we weren't wearing through the tires this quickly, I would feel a lot more comfortable with this decision because they're going to pit, we're not, we're going to make up some ground. We're going through the tires so quickly, it means we're going to have to pit around the same time they are. So, it was a mistake. Oh well. There's a couple people pitting right now. You want to get past your own person? Really? Wow. We are going to need wets pretty quickly. That is crazy. We're going to push it a little bit further. Just to say. All these other guys came in for wets, though, except for Chew here. I mean, here we are. We're starting to make up some ground, although we still need a pit. So, there's that. Now, do we pit this time? Probably. We're too low on tread to be able to push to get the temperature back up. So, yeah, we're going to at least need to pit you, I suppose. And it appears that we will need to come out on wets, which is not the tires that we worked on. Oh, man, it's going to be rough. 12 laps, going to be barely able to make it across the line. Not really anything we can fix right this second. Looks like if we go out fast, we might have a chance to stay in 16th. So, we will try that. And Lau, you're going to try and make it one more lap. In fact, it's going to chew through your tires just as bad as anything just because you're going to be cold, but we're going to go ahead and drop you down a little bit. Let's go ahead and go up to high, though. Let's see if we can burn through a little bit more of this fuel. We're going to go ahead and push and high. We don't want to go super crazy because we don't want to burn through those parts that are having trouble. You did come out on 16th, which is awesome. You're going to go ahead and pit. Go ahead and come in for wets. Let's go ahead and max out your fuel. 12 laps should just about barely get you there. Parts, if we play it safe, might be okay. Looks like nothing's going to change between balance and fast if everything goes well, so we're just going to go ahead and balance. Alright, we're going to drop you down to medium because, again, we're trying to conserve a little bit of fuel. No, you don't need intermediates. Trust me. You're going to be fine. I know that you're trusting me after I screwed up at the beginning of the race, but trust me now. Come on, get a good pit. Get a good pit. Come on. Go. Go. Oh, a couple guys passed you. Alright, temperature's looking good. Let's go back down to neutral for now. It's going to go to medium and neutral for now as well. Because again, we do need to start conserving some fuel, so. And parts as well. Ish, I don't know if we're going to make it. I cannot believe I messed up the reliability thing, but it's alright. Go ahead and put you up to push. I mean, you're not really like cold yet, but I can see that it's trending towards losing a little bit of temperature here, so just going to go ahead and keep it there. 11th and 13th, considering I made some pretty glaring mistakes, is not terrible right now. Gonna be able to get past the 7th? No, it does not look like it. Brakes seem spongy, engine's kind of healthy, so we're at least going to need to repair a part, a piece, it looks like. We're going to go ahead and push it at least a little bit closer to the red before we actually do the repair, because otherwise it'll probably break again. But I think we will have to repair each of you once before we get through the race, unfortunately. Hopefully you can get another 8 laps, though. I don't know. I think your engine will be fine over here, Lau, but your brakes, I'm not sure if you're going to make it all the way to the 7.5 more laps. We're going to stay wet for quite a while. Actually, we're going to start tapering off here pretty soon. In fact, it's going to get completely sunny. So I think once we get to where the water is about, probably around 15, if we can make it to 15, we may come back in for slicks and just see if we can make up some ground with fixing some parts, which is going to be scary. Of course, coming at 15 means we will not have enough fuel to get all the way to the end, so don't know. Yes, we will pit for friction in your parts. Give me a second. Those are brakes. I don't think there's any technical risk until it literally gets in the red, but we're a sliver away right now. Come on, can you both get at least another lap or two? I don't know if you can or not. Let's break off the pushing. I mean, that might be probably putting some pressure on your brakes anyway. Your brakes are pretty good over here, Lau. Somebody's pitting for some repairs. Alright, you're gonna go ahead and pit this next time for sure. Are we gonna be able to put you out on slicks? I think we will. Super soft, so I guess I should say. Man, your fuel is just, you're gonna have to pit again. That's the problem. Oosh. Put your tire wear. Definitely gotta fix that. Man. Really? 15 seconds just to fix the gearbox? I mean, I guess at some point you gotta do it. The other ones we're just gonna have to go with. We'll see what happens. And I'm not super duper happy about it, but let's see what happens. I mean, the fact that you're going to be in a little bit longer may mean you get out around the time that the water's pretty cleared up anyway. Alright, so you can go ahead and pit next time. Same for you. You're going to go out super softs, fuel options, max it out. Still don't see how you're going to make it to the end of the race, but we will try. You're definitely going to fix that. Everything else is just going to have to stay. Alright, we'll go ahead and go balance. Looks like nothing's going to change between balance and fast anyway, just by predictions. Are we going to be able to hold on to 15th? It looks like we will. One good thing is that she did get lapped by first place, which means she has to go one less lap than everybody else. So in fact, on that note, we're going to go ahead and drop you down to medium now. And just kind of do a calculation on how much fuel you'll have. You actually got an extra lap of fuel, which is almost to our benefit, even though it did cost us some time. Just going to leave you where you're at. I think it's going to be fine. Still some water on the track. Probably not helping us too much, but some other guys that came out on super softs anyway, so we're going to be fine. It's going to dry out pretty quickly. Unfortunately, we just can't push at all. Oh, your suspension, your engine. Really, your engine. Come on now. I can't believe I messed up the reliability thing. Oh well. Can't really go back and change it now. It's not like it was intentional either. Like I said, it was full over to 20 on reliability. I'm like, yes. Let's just put in some passive performance stuff. I should have realized that the performance stuff was going to finish so quickly that it was a problem, but I was thinking, well, a couple of them were only a point away, so maybe it made sense, but nope. Alright, you're going to have to pit next time. Guess we'll change out your tires, unfortunately. And max out your fuel, or at least get you up to 10. No, go 9.98. I think it's going to be fine. And I guess we'll fix that part. And that part. And might as well just fix your entire car where we're at it. I don't know, Lau, if you're going to be able to make it all the way around 10 more laps. I have a feeling that you will not. Tires are good. Come on, let's get the repairs. Not too bad, considering. Alright. I feel like comfortable pushing just for a little bit for you. Not a whole lot, though. Let's try and get you back in the race a little bit. Sure would like to get you at least above 16, but don't know if that's going to happen. Gears are about to go. Come on now. I don't think you're going to make it one more lap. So let's go ahead and pitch you. Oh well. And get you just enough fuel to get through. Fix those two parts. Gonna have to leave that one. I don't think we can do all of that. Suppose if we go fast, we might have a chance to sneak out right in front of somebody. Really? Really, really? Look, all your parts came into this race broken. Just deal with it. I mean, the fact that we're still in 14th with the number of repairs I've had to do, kind of makes me feel a little bit good about what could happen this season if I actually get everything situated correctly for a race. So I don't know. We're gonna have to see. It's not too bad at all. Wow, we're already up to 15th over here with you as well. People are retired? What? Are you serious? What is going on? Oh man. Your brakes are bad. You have to pit. Nothing we can do about it. It looks like compared to some of these other people, finishing the race is going to be a big deal. I think you're going to have enough tires that we don't have to change that. You're going to have enough fuel. We don't have to change that. Literally just fix this part. Going to be a pretty quick pit. So I think I'm going to be okay with that. What about you? Gears. I'll see if you can hold out. You gonna make it? Come on, Lau. Come on. Make it all the way around. Apparently all these retires means I am now in 10th place. What? Oh, I got excess fuel. Let's go ahead and go high. Although that does put more wear and tear on our parts, but I think we're going to be fine. I'm going to push a little bit as well. Man, your tire is not looking good. Let's go ahead and go conserve. See if you can make it just 2 more laps. 2 more laps is all I need out of you. Why do they have to retire? What is going on with you people? I have no idea what happened. That is a bit wild. Alright, you're not going to make it around very quickly, are you? Very well, I should say. Chatty, I could have been a hairdresser. That's kind of funny, actually. I mean, there's nothing we can do now. You're at 12%, but we're just going to go. It's going back up. I mean, whatever we got to do to keep them tires alive. 1 more lap. Oh, no, you got 2 more laps, don't you? Oh, that's probably bad. That's all right. Oh, you're pushing way hard. Go and drop that down to, I guess, conserve. Medium. Are you still blue flagged? I think you are. Yeah, first place is coming right behind you now. Yeah, you're good. This is your last lap. What's your condition? Well, nothing we can do about it now. You are on your last lap. 14th. And 10th? I mean, what? I mean, we had some ridiculously stupid choices here going into this race, and we made 10th and 14th. Like, seriously. Oh my goodness. We clean up some of these decisions and some of the, basically, you know, better decisions on the tires at the beginning of the race, and then obviously coming into the race with actually decent parts that are somewhat repaired. And I don't know. Both cars might have been top 10 easily. I don't know what happened that race. It was kind of a little peculiar. 4 people retiring? What? No rules broken. That's right. Well, we got 75K. Wow. Yeah. 10th and 14th there. How are we looking on the points? 7th place. I like it. Actually tied for 6th, technically. Guess it could have been worse. That's very true. It definitely could have been worse. Hopefully you guys got some improvements. Get some skills on my racers. Morale's maxed out. It's good. Get a little bit of improvement here and there. So that's always good as well. Got a new unlock here. Intermediate tires wear more slowly. I like it. A bit more marketability. Came in 7th. All is well. Oh, it only costs $8.24 for the race, so that's going to give us more money for parts. The other races. Engine built. And that is our save. Awesome. I do appreciate you watching. I hope you enjoy this season. We may do quite a bit better than I expected. Wow. We'll see. But really going to hopefully make some also other smart choices to really make a go at it next season as well. So hope you come back and watch. I appreciate it. Thank you and goodbye.